What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the real reason why WWE unmasked Dragon Lee, the WWE roster hates Jade Cargill, CM Punk threatened by a Bloodline member, has Gunther's opponent been revealed, a WWE star almost breaks character, the original WrestleMania plans revealed, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now, as always, we won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good, is number 1, Seth is back. Seth Rollins is officially back on Raw, and he made his presence known by hitting Paul Heyman in the back with a steel chair before curb stomping him right into the mat. A great callback to the last time they were in Indianapolis, where Seth Rollins turned on Roman Reigns in the exact same spot. This has seemingly written Paul Heyman off TV indefinitely, which is definitely the right move, as his character has become really stale. There are still rumors that Rollins vs Braun Breaker is planned for WrestleMania, but this of course depends on Breaker's medical status. Also, you'll notice that this isn't the same Seth Rollins. There's no blonde hair, there's no flashy suits. This is the old Seth Rollins, who's definitely locked in for WrestleMania. Number 2, Gunther vs Dragon Lee. Now, as expected, Gunther vs Dragon Lee was the match of the night. Lee is one of the most underrated names on the entire WWE roster, and the unmasking angle received a ton of mainstream buzz. Gunther shines when wrestling on weekly television, so hopefully this becomes the norm during WrestleMania season. There's no concrete news on who Gunther is going to face at WrestleMania, yet rumors suggest that he'll be going 1v1 with Rey Mysterio. This likely means that it'll be a retirement match, yet there have been no indicators that the WWE Hall of Famer is planning on retiring this year. Is WWE about ready to speed it up? Number 3, Fighting Champion. The new Women's Intercontinental Champion AJ Lee cut a fantastic babyface promo on Raw last night. She would announce that she was going to be a fighting champion, and it was made official that a gauntlet match will determine her next challenger. When the hell was the last time we even saw a gauntlet match in WWE? This is a nice refreshing change. And finally, we get to see AJ Lee on TV actually wrestling. Number 4, Rusev finally does something. Now at last, Rusev has been booked to do something on the show. Rusev engaged in a rather entertaining brawl with Obafemi, and a big match between the two is now set for next week's broadcast. Number 5, a good use of Danhausen. Danhausen is seemingly going to be used as a backstage comedy character in WWE. The new WWE star would take part in a hilarious backstage promo segment with Adam Pearce and the Judgment Day, and Danhausen even referenced being booed by the Chicago crowd. It's even funnier as he had a list of demands already. And these include a blimp, a Hall of Fame induction, a personal assistant, and a Triple H pointing picture. I mean, that is funny. Number 6, a new Intercontinental Champion. Now it seems that Danhausen's first curse has already been successful, as it's now official that Penta is the new Intercontinental Champion. Dominic Mysterio's somewhat underwhelming reign came to an end on Raw, and this has now thrown the WrestleMania card up in the air once more. Initial reports indicated that Mysterio vs Finn Balor was planned for the IC title, but now it looks like it's going to be a non-title matchup. Also, a bit of a fun fact is that Penta is the first masked wrestler to win the IC Championship since Rey Mysterio in 2009. And he's only the second ever Mexican masked luchador to win the IC title. How crazy is that? And an intense promo exchange. The promo exchange between Roman Reigns and CM Punk was certainly intense. Reigns would state that the first thing that he's going to do when he wins the title is that he's going to put Punk on a John Cena retirement tour. Reigns then said he would send Punk to NXT to train the next generation before they come to the main roster to get smashed. But the promo exchange then took a dark twist as Punk declared that he was going to bury Reigns next to his father, which was an insane line. It's definitely sure that Reigns would have 100% approved this line before Punk even mentioned it. And we have no doubt that Larry's going to be mentioned next week on Raw. Reigns is definitely going to pull up to Larry's grave like John Cena did when he was feuding with Brock Lesnar. But that was a good what about the bad is number 1, WrestleMania season. Now something is a little missing from these Raw shows. These shows aren't feeling like WrestleMania season level shows where anything can happen and big angles are going to go down. The show feels rather safe in nature, and WWE is avoiding taking any big risks. WWE still needs a big angle or two on the show, as intense promo battles between Punk and Reigns can't carry the entire WrestleMania build. There was definitely nothing downright ugly on this week's edition of Raw. Whilst both Raw and SmackDown are failing to feel like WrestleMania shows, they're moderately entertaining, and hopefully WWE picks up the pace in the coming weeks. What would you guys think of the red brand this week? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at the WWE roster hating Jade Cargill. Our top story looks at the fallout to the social media spat between Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. As a number of WWE stars have now chimed in, it appears that there's legitimate backstage heat on Cargill. Names such as Nia Jax, Chelsea Green, and Piper Niven were quick to call out Cargill following a social media outburst, and Niven's comments led to speculation that Cargill isn't exactly Miss Popular backstage. This is after Chelsea Green put out a positive message saying Rhea is proof that she can be kind, respectful, and the most talented wrestler in the world. Jade Cargill replied, "It's no point to even go embarrass you on this app. You always have something to say about everything." But then Piper Niven chimed in saying, "Who the F even said anything about you? Contrary to your belief, the world doesn't actually revolve around you. No point to even embarrass you on this app. Give you enough ring time and you'll do it yourself." And Niven's comments came after Cargill took aim at Green, and due to Niven and Green being extremely close in WWE, Niven probably wanted to come to the defense of her. Cargill would even quote Niven's tweet saying, "Hey Piper, I hope you're healing okay. Can't wait to give you some ring time." And then she replied, "Yeah, maybe the time you're back from your many vacations, I'll finally be recovered. Lick my ring, you boot." And then it ended with, "That's above your pay grade, Piper. Relax." But then it took an interesting turn, as many people thought that this was all just a work. But then Rhea Ripley would take to Instagram to state that this entire ordeal isn't a work, and Cargill shouldn't have lied to further the WrestleMania angle. On the now deleted Instagram story, she said, "Not having fun, not friends, learn to work and never lie to defame someone's real human character by breaking the fourth wall." Ripley is of course referencing the fact that Cargill claimed that she spent hours talking to WWE Creative. This was implying that Ripley plays backstage politics, and this certainly isn't a bold way to progress a rivalry. WrestleVotes would then issue a report on Cargill's status within the company, and according to the reputable outlet, there is genuine heat on her within the locker room. As far as the reputation in the locker room, I've heard from a couple of different sources that there's heat there. Not everyone's favorite talent. She's still a star. WWE clearly views her as a star. They're protecting her and not throwing her into situations where she can't succeed, but we've heard that some talent may not. This is an incredibly messy situation that is playing out here. This is similar to the incidents we saw last year between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton. And there's even speculation that WWE are going to try and turn this real-life bad blood into a storyline for WWE Unreal Season 3, as WWE's got to capitalize on it somehow, right? Ultimately, Ripley and Cargill have come to a mutual understanding, and they have to compete against each other in 6 weeks' time, as Cargill's WWE Women's Championship is on the line. One person who still believes it is a work is Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer Radio, saying that they're doing this just to up the bill for their match at WrestleMania. They're not going to bury someone in their own team in public, but they're using the thoughts of many people. They're trying to make it out like it's a shoot, like Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley are really going to fight at this show. It's weird because when you do that on Twitter, it's an attempt to get heat on the match, that's all. What do you guys think of this situation? Next up, the original WrestleMania plans revealed. Now, whilst Jade Cargill vs Rhea Ripley may now be locked in for WrestleMania 42, that wasn't WWE's original plan. According to a new report from the Wrestling Observer, the original plans were Cargill vs Bianca Belair. And it came down to Tiffany and Rhea Ripley, and Rhea beat her clean with the Riptide, so Rhea gets the women's title shot and is going to be heading to WrestleMania to face Jade Cargill. This was one of those matches that was originally going to be something else. It was going to be Bianca and Jade, but Bianca still has not recovered yet, so they had to make a change, and that's what they ended up doing. Belair is still rumored to be involved in WrestleMania in some capacity, but the nature of her role remains unclear. Next up, the real reason why WWE unmasked Dragon Lee. One of the most shocking moments of 2026 so far occurred on Raw, as Gunther unmasked Dragon Lee. And since WWE were so close up with the camera, we got to see his face for the first time unmasked. But in relation to why WWE delivered this shocking angle, well, there are 3 crucial reasons as to why. The first is that it creates sympathy for Lee. At the start of the year, it was widely reported by numerous outlets that Lee was going to receive a big push up the card. Unmasking him in this manner creates that sympathy. Number 2, it makes Gunther even more hated. The heat Gunther obtained at the end of the Lee match was palpable, and at this stage WWE is going to do anything they can to get heat on the former WWE World Champion. And number 3, it plants the seeds. As whilst not confirmed, it's been heavily rumored that Gunther is going to face Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania this year. An unmasking angle with one of Mysterio's friends certainly hints at this being the direction for the biggest show of the calendar year. Next up, Gunther's WrestleMania opponent revealed. Now, speaking of the possibility of Gunther vs Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, in yet another report that makes WWE Creative look completely incompetent, it's now been reported that WWE currently is undecided when it comes to Gunther's Mania opponent. According to WrestleVotes, Gunther has 3 potential opponents, those being Mysterio, Femi, or Brock Lesnar. Plans for Gunther at WrestleMania are undetermined. They're not sure which direction they're going to go. It could easily be Rey Mysterio, especially with the Dragon Lee situation going on. Gunther vs Femi is also a possibility. WWE made it a point to throw Gunther out of the building before Brock Lesnar had his open challenge. At this point, Gunther's 3 options are Rey Mysterio, Femi, or Brock Lesnar. It's up in the air. Now, it's kind of alarming just 6 weeks away from WrestleMania that WWE is still piecing the card together. Gunther is one of the WWE's biggest stars and arguably their top heel. His match should have already been locked in, and it's baffling that WWE are still scrambling when it comes to the direction of WrestleMania this year. Next up, fans calling out for a Hall of Fame change. Yesterday, WWE made it official that the 2026 Hall of Fame will once again take place after SmackDown. This has yet again led to backlash, as this is a format that simply doesn't work. The show will run into the middle of the night, and numerous talent were falling asleep during the induction speeches. That's not fair on fans, talent, and it's not fair on the inductees themselves. Fans on social media are urging WWE to reconsider the format of the show and potentially move it to another day in the week. Next up is CM Punk turning heel. Now, there's speculation today that CM Punk could be turning heel on the road to WrestleMania 42. Last night on Raw, Punk mentioned Roman Reigns' deceased father Sika, and it received a negative response from the crowd. This was the definition of a heel line, and it's certainly a risk to get one of the biggest babyfaces in the company to say such an offensive line. Whilst it's all but guaranteed that Reigns approved the line in advance, some are questioning if WWE went too far, and they're asking if WWE needed to raise the rivalry to this level. Now, it's unlikely that Punk is going to turn full-blown heel. It's more likely that Punk has an edge heading into WrestleMania. Additionally, some fans are theorizing that Reigns is going to be mentioning Punk's deceased dog Larry, but these are low blows and some may label the comments as desperate. Roman Reigns was so blown away by the comments that a fan managed to capture his reaction after Raw ended. It looked like his reaction was real, as he was just dumbfounded. But CM Punk was threatened by a Bloodline family member. Now, it seems that CM Punk's line went way too far with various members of the Bloodline, the first being Zilla Fatu, as he claimed on his stream that he was gonna slap the F out of CM Punk when he sees him next. This is what he said on his live stream.
I am not a CM Punk fan, no more. What the fuck? I'm about to, boom! I'm about to slap CM Punk when I see him. Y'all click this shit. When I see you CM Punk, I'ma slap. Roman cooked.
Another person who was heated was Jey Uso, as Jey Uso took to his Instagram stories to say, "Bout to whoop ass," and "Stop bruh." I'm telling you, next week we're gonna have The Rock come out and kick CM Punk's ass for that line. Bro is gonna come out and say, "When you're talking about his blood, you're talking about my blood, so now we have a problem." Next up, AJ Lee recreates an iconic photo. And the new Women's Intercontinental Champion AJ Lee took to social media to recreate the very image that CM Punk put up after the legendary Money in the Bank 2011 moment. She took the IC belt and put it in the fridge the same as CM Punk did. The only thing that was missing was the peanut butter. Next up, WWE has no plans for a new star. Now, Powerhouse Hobbs has still yet to appear on WWE television since his debut at the Rumble, and now it's been reported by WrestleVotes that WWE has no plans whatsoever for the talented star. Creative plans for Race Keys? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. SmackDown was going to be the place for him, and I know he was backstage last Friday night. There's no clue when he's showing up on television. And why on earth would you have WWE sign a talent if they have no idea what to do with him? I mean, hell, at least they had plans for Danhausen. I was rumored that he was going to feud with Damian Priest in some capacity, but based on television, this angle has been completely dropped. Signing talent or even calling talent up from NXT with zero plans in place was a trend in the Vince McMahon era, so it's a major concern that Triple H is now following in his father-in-law's footsteps. And finally, a WWE star almost breaks character. Now, final story today looks at a hilarious incident during last night's Raw. During one of the commercial breaks for the show, Natalya cut a promo, and during the silence, a fan decided to randomly scream out, "It's Tamina time." Hilariously, Natalya looked like she was about to break character for a second. The moment's now going viral, and fans are wondering what on earth Tamina time actually means. But there you have it, folks, our look at Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.